Can success lose its flavor without fulfillment and genuine appreciation? Margot and Tyler are waiting for a boat on a dock. Margot smokes despite Tyler's advice. They discuss the boat's size and the guest's $1,250 fee. Other guests include food critic Lillian Bloom and her husband, as well as 3 tech bros bragging about their expertise. They board the boat, greeted by the captain who informs them of the 30-minute ride to Hawthorne. A movie star joins, expressing dissatisfaction with his assistant's elaborate dinner plans. Each guest receives a small gourmet bite and champagne described in a pretentious manner. Tyler snaps a photo before he and Margot dig in, with Tyler elaborating on the dish's flavors while Margot remains unimpressed. As the boat reaches the island, guests disembark to a welcoming committee of servers and house staff on the deck. Elsa, the restaurant captain, casts a suspicious glance at Margot. Elsa questions Margot's presence, prompting Tyler to explain that he brought Margot instead of his original guest due to a recent breakup. They explore the island's 12 acres of forest and sea access, where freshly harvested manila clams await. The smokehouse reveals meat aged precisely for 152 days, prompting a jest from a tech bro. Elsa's response highlights the meticulous care taken in food safety. The root cellar visit assures guests of allergy considerations. The bunkhouse tour showcases the staff's familial bond and dedication to Hawthorne's excellence. Elsa details the rigorous 80-hour work week, emphasizing the team's pride in upholding the restaurant's standards. As they approach the restaurant, Tyler notices a cottage on the hill, learning it's the chef's private domain. Anne, Richard, and an elderly woman already seated. Elsa warns against photographing the dishes due to the chef's respect for their beauty. Tyler eagerly discusses culinary techniques with the sous chef, flaunting his foodie knowledge. Margot points out Tyler's oversight in not learning the sous chef's name. Chef Slowick arrives in the kitchen, exuding brooding intensity. Servers begin serving the amuse-bouche. Tyler disregards Elsa's no photography rule, prompting Margot's reminder. Tyler delights in the dish. Margot finds the experience less impressive. Chef Slowick introduces himself and sets the tone for the dining experience. He invites the group to engage with their food on a deeper level. The first course, aptly named The Island, is presented, featuring a selection of forage plants, freshly harvested manila clams, and a delicate infusion of seawater. When Tyler comments on the origin of the clams, Chef Slowick's response hints at a deeper philosophy, suggesting that human presence is fleeting compared to the timeless essence of nature. Tyler is moved to tears by the dish's beauty, while Margot remains skeptical and refuses to eat. The food critic, Lillian Bloom, and her husband enjoy the flavors. The movie star seeks guidance from his assistant on how to approach the meal. The tech bros loudly discuss tech before criticizing the plate's presentation, viewing the experience as more about status than culinary delight. The chef commands the kitchen to start plating. Following, everyone receives bread service. The chef delivers a speech on the historical significance of bread, typically associated with the poor despite its ancient roots. He highlights the group's uniqueness and denies them bread, opting instead for shale plates with savory accompaniments, symbolizing the absence of bread in the breadless bread plate. Offended by the absence of bread, guests receive a note explaining the heritage wheat used and its preservation efforts. The movie star samples the creams, while Lillian Bloom praises the chef's awareness of food's class history and taste, then complains about the broken emulsion on a sauce, her husband agreeing. Lillian boasts about baking her own bread, interrupted when Elsa presents a container of the broken emulsion. The tech bros demand bread, citing Hawthorne's reputation, but Elsa refuses. Offended, they mention their association with Doug Varick, to which Elsa subtly reminds them of their subordinate position. Margot notices Richard, whom she finds familiar. Anne points out the resemblance between Margot and their daughter. When the chef questions Margot's lack of eating, she explains she wants to avoid filling up early. He insists his portions are precisely designed and urges her to eat. Margot challenges his earlier instruction to taste rather than eat. Though her defiance surprises others, the chef offers a half smile and walks away. The old woman sits alone with only a glass of wine. The chef introduces the next course, memory, sharing a childhood memory of his intoxicated parents' violent altercation. He reveals the old woman as his mother and recounts how he intervened to stop his father's abuse by stabbing him with kitchen scissors. The group receives the first course, memory, chicken thighs al pastor, smoked pineapple salsa, tortillas, served with small chicken thighs featuring tiny scissors, plates adorned with telephone cord designs, and tortillas displaying images. Lillian notices her tortillas depict closed restaurants she negatively reviewed, while the tech bros find documents exposing their fraud. When they demand answers from Elsa, she refuses to divulge how they were obtained, prompting threats from the tech bros to shut down this place. Elsa remains unfazed. The movie star's tortillas display posters from a regrettable comedy film he did for financial reasons. Anne's tortillas feature photos of Richard with a young female escort, which he dismisses as photoshopped. At Tyler's table, the tortillas feature pictures of him sneaking photos of his meals, leaving him worried the chef is upset. Margot suggests sending the dish back, but Tyler insists they shouldn't. He snaps at Margot when she tries to flag down a server, explaining they don't send things back. Instead, they appreciate the opportunity to dine. Tyler enjoys the dish, while Margot feels offended and leaves the table. She heads towards a hallway with an elaborate silver door where Elsa offers assistance. Margot claims she's looking for the restroom. Inside the ladies' room, Margot smokes a cigarette while observing angel wings being prepared outside. The chef confronts her, questioning her presence on the island as a last-minute replacement and whether she aligns with their group or the others. During the fourth course, a tarp is laid out on the floor. The chef introduces his sous chef, Jeremy, creator of the next dish, the mess. He describes Jeremy's dedication and sacrifice, working tirelessly to achieve culinary greatness. Despite his talent, the chef acknowledges that Jeremy will never reach his level. Jeremy confirms his aspirations but admits his dissatisfaction with his current life. The chef emphasizes the constant pressure to please customers and critics, even when everything seems perfect. The mess is inevitable. The chef questions Jeremy about his satisfaction with the life he dreamed of or envies the chef's life. Jeremy responds negatively. The fourth course, sous chef Jeremy's mess, is presented before Jeremy takes his own life. Chaos erupts as everyone screams and panics. Elsa invites Margot to join the chef in the kitchen, denying Tyler's request to accompany them. In the kitchen, the chef questions Margot's presence, discerning she lacks the background of the others. He presents her with a choice between those who give and those who take, giving her a timer to decide. Returning to the table, Margot faces Tyler's jealousy over her kitchen experience. The chef reappears, dismissing any hope of escape and addressing questions about Hawthorne's fate. He confronts Lillian Bloom for her damaging reviews and delivers a container of broken emulsion to her. Margot challenges the chef on his right to decide who lives or dies, prompting his reflection on his wasted life and futile attempts to please others. He criticizes Richard and Anne's entitlement, emphasizing their ignorance of the restaurant's offerings despite frequent visits. The tech bros challenge the chef's ownership claim over the restaurant, citing Doug Varick as the true owner. The chef acknowledges Varick's ownership, but reveals a complex power dynamic. He owns Varick as well. Through a window, they witness Varick, adorned with angel wings, being lowered into the sea as punishment for meddling with the menu. Margot's timer rings, prompting her return to the chef's office. She confesses her role as an escort hired by Tyler and exposes Richard's disturbing behavior. The chef suggests she align with the staff, marginalized and exploited individuals, rather than the entitled guests. Outside, the chef introduces his sous chef Catherine, who reveals a disturbing incident where Chef Slowick attempted to sexually assault her. Due to her refusal, she faced prolonged mistreatment and inequality in the kitchen. Catherine asserts her superiority over the male chefs. The next course is named Humiliation. She stabs Chef Slowick in the thigh with a paring knife, followed by an embrace. The group is then informed that the men will be hunted, given a brief head start to hide. Male guests and servers scramble to evade capture. The women are escorted back inside while the hunt for the men continues. Anne confides in Margot, revealing that Margot was hired for sexual services by Anne's husband. Eventually, the men are discovered, beaten, and brought back indoors. The chef reveals that Tyler had prior knowledge of the night's events, then invites him to prepare the next meal. Tyler is brought to the kitchen and given a timer. He clumsily prepares a dish with leeks, shallots, and other ingredients, which the chef sarcastically critiques. Tyler's dish is tasted by the chef, who jokingly pretends to enjoy it before criticizing its quality. Tyler is taken to the chef's office to face consequences. The chef instructs them that there's one savory course left and they need to prepare for dessert. However, Elsa neglected to assign someone to bring in a barrel from the corner. The chef singles out Margot to retrieve the barrel from the smokehouse, emphasizing the importance of her choice in this moment. Margot, given the key, heads towards the smokehouse, passing by Tyler's lifeless body in the chef's office. Inside the smokehouse, she grabs a scaling knife and notices the chef's cottage through the window. The movie star asks why he's being punished, and the chef mentions he didn't like the star's movie. When the assistant wonders why she's being punished, the chef asks about her college and student loans. Her response of attending Brown University without loans settles the issue. Margot enters the chef's cottage and finds it's a replica of the restaurant's kitchen, complete with a silver door. Elsa confronts her, stating Margot's interference makes her job difficult. They struggle, and Margot ends up fatally stabbing Elsa. Margot discovers a secret room with the chef's memorabilia, including a newspaper photo of him happily flipping burgers. She finds a radio and calls for help. In the restaurant, Margot returns with the barrel. The chef orders the dining room cleared and conceals the night's events. When questioned by the Coast Guard, everyone remains silent. The Coast Guard recognizes the movie star and requests an autograph. However, he then turns his gun towards Margot's candle, revealing it to be a lighter. The chef admits his allegiance to the group and condemns Margot as one of them, an eater, a taker, like the rest. In a surprising turn, the final course is revealed to be chocolate poured onto the floor. Margot, dissatisfied, stating that his dishes lack love and fail to satisfy her hunger for a traditional cheeseburger. The chef, defensive at first, then insists it will be the best she's ever had. Margot skeptically agrees, and the chef delivers on his promise. Impressed by the cheeseburger's taste, Margot requests the remainder to go. As she leaves Hawthorne, she leaves a tip and receives a gift bag containing that night's menu as a keepsake. Margot exits, finally free from the surreal and unsettling experience. As the evening draws to a close, the guests are presented with their bills, each paying in their own way. The chef announces that gratuity is included in the bill. For dessert, he introduces a unique take on the classic s'more, which involves a marshmallow coat and a dramatic presentation involving fire. As the room is engulfed in flames, the surreal and intense culinary experience reaches its climax. Margot escapes on the Coast Guard's boat. Inside Hawthorne, the final dessert course, s'more, sets the room ablaze, resulting in the demise of guests and staff. Margot eats the cheeseburger from the to-go bag and wipes her face with the replica menu as the restaurant explodes in flames on the island. For upcoming content, click like, pound that subscribe, and hit notification. Thank you for watching.